This is the only baby hair tutorial you will ever need to create any style of baby hair you want. Today we're working with the Swoop with our Got To Be Ultra Glued and Kiss Edge Hold. You also need a baby hair toothbrush, preferably one with a rat tooth comb, and we'll be wrapping our hair as well. Let's hop into it. Okay, we're doing a 5-piece with a swoop today on a silk press, but you can also do this on a wet sleek style as well. So I already picked up some of that Got To Be Ultra Glue and the Edge Control by Kiss. So what I'm doing now is just distributing the product into the temple part of my baby hairs. This is typically when you have the most product on your brush, so I'm going in to where I also have the most baby hairs. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about while I did my baby hairs, guys, I asked ChatGPT what are some of the top questions regarding Black ethnic hair. And why is the answer to almost all of these questions to just straighten your hair, girl.
Bruh.
We're gonna start to work on that swoop in the front now. So notice how I brush my hairs back first towards the hairline, and then I kind of split those baby hairs. So now I'm working the opposite way towards my forehead to create a little C shape. If you like the mini curls look, but you don't have any mini curls, you might have to cut a few extra baby hairs, but this is where it can get a little tricky, so don't overcut. I noticed that Got To Be tends to be very watery, and I just straightened my hair so I don't want it to curl back up. This is exactly why I add the Kiss Edge Control. I feel like Got To Be is really good for setting the hair because once it dries, it's pretty hard and in place for a while. It can last for days. But while you're working with the hair, again, you don't want it to wave or curl up, so the Edge Control gives you a little bit of malleability without the wetness. So now that I've kind of swooped that to the front, notice how I'm still not done. It's like a C, but it's not a complete curl. I'm just still molding the baby hair so that by the time the Got To Be fully dries, they'll be exactly where I want them. Baby hairs take time, girl. Okay, so back to these questions that ChatGPT told me are the top asked. What are some of the best protective hairstyles for natural hair? Girl, just straighten her, okay? Next, how do I transition from relaxed to natural? Girl, just keep it straight. You see what I'm saying? Back into this curl, we're looking at the details now. And notice I flipped my baby hair toothbrush to the rat tooth comb side. This is why you need that. But if you don't have one with a rat tooth comb on the end, you can always just use a rat tooth comb. But you need 2 tools nearby, girl. So it's best to invest in one that has like triple heads like mine does. So notice how I am actually using the rat tooth comb to mold the curl into place. You can put product on your rat tooth comb if you need to. So if I needed to dip this back into some edge control to help it stay or some Got To Be, you can do that. I also like to use this to just part extra hairs and put them back into the hairline. So this is going well. It's slowly drying as we're working with it. More questions that ChatGPT told me. How can I combat shrinkage in natural hair? Girl, just straighten it. What are some of the implications of natural hair in professional settings? Girl, we don't want to know. Just go ahead and straighten it. ChatGPT basically telling me the girls are in shambles. So now I'm working with the center of my hair. This would be like my intentional devil's peak. I think I have a cowlick right here, because it's kind of funky right there where it begins, but I like to create a devil's peak. So I dip the baby hair toothbrush in the same product again, half and half, and you only need like a pea size. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys in the camera how much product I'm using on the brush. But yeah, a little bit goes a long way. Also, the more you work with the hair, the more you give it time to dry. Minus the little curl part, I've been doing this style of baby hairs ever since I was a child. My mom actually did this little 5-piece action on me with 2 side swoops on both sides and a little devil's peak in the middle. It just frames my hairline and my face so nicely. I cannot express how important it is if you're gonna do baby hairs to frame your face properly. I've seen so many terrible baby hairs where they look like full grown, but they don't do any justice because maybe they're too close to the eyebrows, or maybe it's not enough baby hair, so it just looked like 2 little sticky bangs. Remember that trend when the girls thought they discovered something new, but it was really baby hairs? People usually ask me how I grow my hair and have I had long hair my entire life. The answer is yes. I keep my hair the same couple of styles and I don't deviate from that. So when my hair is super natural and I don't add heat, I pretty much only keep it in 2 braids or down curly. Now I'm gonna keep it real. I really don't like wearing my hair curly. It's way too much tugging and pulling and finger coiling and pineappling. You gotta add the cookies. No girl, you can have a Coke. So I like wearing my hair straight because guess what? When I do, I barely touch it. Now, I ain't even gonna hold you. I do have a hair calendar that has its own little cycle system. So the first few days I'll wear my hair down, either straight or curled. The next couple days I might do a ponytail. I may even do some waves if I'm really feeling it. And then after that, I retire it with an updo and then just wash it. Now we're going to do the same exact thing without the swoop on this side. So just distributing that got to be in the edge control very slowly and gently so the hair doesn't recurl back up. Over the years, what I've used on my baby hairs has changed so much. And thank goodness I've learned my own little, I would call it a baby hair cocktail. You know, because how do you come across using Got To Be Ultra Glue and edge control? Well, the Got To Be is really good once it's set. So this is why I highly advise anybody working with Got To Be to use a scarf, because you can really maximize your product and get the most wear out of it. This one styling is gonna last me at least 3 days. Any alcohol-based product is gonna dry hard really well. The problem is that it's also water-based. So if you're doing a sleek style, gel is just fine. In fact, you may not even have to use an edge control. The problem is when you go in to style your hair straight. I've found that the oil and the water-based product mix is the perfect combo for it, but you guys let me know down in the comments if you made it to this part in the video. Is there a perfect all-in-one product for sleeking your edges down when your hair is straight? One that won't melt and won't sweat out. I just want to point out that I'm using my rat tooth to make a little bit of a part between my baby hairs as well. Doing this will make your hairs look more neat and crispy, but it also will make your hairline look more unnatural and more polished. Now, one detail we're not going to go over is the sideburns, but I love and live for a good baby hair sideburn. The trick with that is you need very few hairs, and you most likely will need to cut some extra hairs for that. However, I only really like to style my sideburns when it's up in a ponytail. Yay, so if you're watching this is what I look like right now, today. I just did my hair on TikTok Live. By the way, make sure you guys follow me. Ninadoesthemost is my main page, and Nina Does It All is my live page. So today we did this whole presidential curl look with my Tymo Airflow, and now I'm going to show you how I wrap it. So when you have your hair in like these presidential curls, the best way to keep them curled and have that longevity is to wrap it this way in 2 loose buns, or if you have shorter hair, you may even want to do 4 loose buns. So what I've done is I have looped my hair in one giant curl all together. Notice how I'm only finger combing my hair. You don't want to comb it with a fine tooth. You can brush it if it's not your first day, but pay attention to how I'm wrapping the ends inside of the bun like a pin curl and not like a spiral curl. So if you have shorter hair, you may actually be able to do 4 large pin curls. Either way, the biggest thing is just to make sure that it's not too tight. It needs to be kind of loose so that you don't create too many crimps. If my hair was straight and I was wrapping it, I would do it one of 2 ways. I would do the original silk press wrap, where you brush your hair in one direction until it's all the way up, use a couple of duck clips, wrap the hair, and then remove the duck clips. But lately I've been doing the lazy wrapping way, which I gotta tell you guys, if you can get away with this, your hair looks exactly the same. Just wrap your hair with the scarf on and let the hang time kind of curl to the side and put the bonnet on. Just let it rest in the side. So you wake up with a little bump still just from wearing your bonnet. In this case with the curls, I pretty much did the same thing. I fold my scarf diagonally and I just wrap it around my hair with the 2 buns, and I put the bonnet on top just to get rid of like the extra hang time from the scarf. And boom, you're ready for bed. But if you're not going to bed and this is day 1 of your hair, you might only be wrapping your baby hair so the product dries. So I like to wrap it for like 10-20 minutes. You know, go make you a little cup of coffee, take a little nap, close your eyes, reopen them, and boom, now your hair is done. This is day 1 hair. And look at how beautiful these curls are. It's the perfect amount of volume, stiff wear. And if you guys have not seen my silk press video, now is the perfect time to go back and watch exactly how I achieved these curls.